Welcome. Today I'm going to give you a little tour of our polytunnel. You see, outside here, it's the middle of March, it's still pretty sparse, particularly in terms of food. There's a bit of wild garlic and the nettles are starting to come up, but other than that, there's not a lot going on. Whereas in the polytunnel, it's another world. Now, as soon as you come in here, you notice it's a few degrees warmer. And despite being the end of winter, it's teeming with food. We've got lettuce, kale, chives, parsley, lots of different types of chard, lots of spinach, got some purple sprouting broccoli too. And we've got our first early potatoes starting to show. And so the main difference between growing in here, in the polytunnel, and outside is that outside we get one crop in a year. Our growing season runs from May till October. Whereas in here we're able to crop back to back, and out of the same bed we can get 2 or even 3 crops in a year. So for example, here we've got a bed of rocket. This has provided us in salad greens for the last few months, but it's starting to bolt now. And so this crop is going to come out. We're going to put some tall climbing peas in there to give us an early crop of peas throughout the summer. Then when they're done, they're going to come out, and then we're going to plant with some chard, and that'll give us another crop, a third crop of leafy greens throughout the autumn and winter. And look at this for something special. This is our apricot tree, and at the moment it is absolutely radiant with blossom. The smell is just delicious, kind of intoxicating marzipan. Now, the thing is with these early flowering shrubs is that there aren't actually many pollinators around at the moment. And so we have to do a lot of the pollination ourselves by hand. And so by imitating the bees with a paintbrush, we go around and we pollinate the flowers. And that way we can ensure that we're going to get a good crop of apricots when the time comes. The polytunnel is also a place for medicinal herbs, like this balm of Gilead. Aloe vera. Rosemary. Here we've got thyme. Now, another thing that goes on in the polytunnel, in the winter especially, is that it becomes a refuge for young trees and shrubs. Here we've got cedar of Lebanon, here we've got honeyberry, and here we've got edible fuchsia. Now, these have all spent the winter in the polytunnel, where they're protected from the winter storms and the hard frosts. These here are western red cedars. All being well, in time, they're going to grow to be giant trees. These ones here are pineapple guavas. It's a bit of an experiment, really. But I'm going to let them grow on for a few years until they're strong enough to be put outside. Plus, we're also able to raise seedlings in here, giving them a head start before they go out either into the gardens or into the ground here. Of course, the other thing about polytunnels is that they provide a recreational space for human beings. And so a polytunnel provides all sorts of advantages for the off-grid homesteader, but it's important to see it as part of a much larger pattern. A polytunnel will need a good, reliable supply of irrigation water, particularly in the summer. Polytunnels can be very thirsty beasts. It'll also need a set of compost heaps because it's important to maintain a healthy nutrient flow for the soil. And when viewed as part of a much larger integrated growing system, a polytunnel is an incredible asset for the off-grid homesteader. Here at the Lammas Earth Centre, we offer tours, residential courses, online courses, and an online club in off-grid homesteading. Check out our website for more details.